In this video, let me give you a complete idea about the General Register Organization, because in the previous video I explained you guys about single accumulator organization, right? Now in this video, I would like to give you a clear-cut description, a clear-cut way to understand what is General Register Organization, and we also understand the difference between the single accumulator organization and General Register Organization, and we also understand about the advantage of General Register Organization over single accumulator organization. Yeah. In the previous video, we discussed about single accumulator organization. That was in a basic computer. The basic computers will use single accumulator organization in which there is only one general purpose register, that was accumulator. We discussed about the accumulator in the previous video. Why this was considered to be a general purpose register, let us understand in a short while. Okay, but in modern CPUs, such as the CPUs that we are using currently, that is the CPUs of all the Intel Pentium 32 series and 64 series. For an example, Intel Pentium series are 32 series. Intel I series are 64-bit series. Okay, so all the modern days architectures, such as the systems that we are using currently, either it could be Intel Pentium series or I series, or any other processors which are being used concurrently in any other desktops or laptops. We are just using general purpose register organization. That is general register organization. That is, it was not single accumulator organization that was used in the previous systems. Now it is general register organization. We just try to understand what is the difference between single accumulator organization and general register organization. Now, what is the advantage? Just let me give you a small idea about this before I get into the details of general register organization. First of all, let us understand how these registers are useful when a program is being executed. How these registers are going to be used by the programmers. Let us have a look at here. First of all, understand that registers are available in the CPU, right? Any register, either it is the register from the single accumulator organization, either it is the register from the general register organization. The registers will be available in the CPU. Let us say this is CPU. Okay, and now talk about the program. Let us say you people are writing a program. Okay, now when you write a program, either in C language or C++ or Java, whichever language you render to write a program, in any program, you tend to declare the variables. That is, you are going to declare many variables. Let us say in your high level programming, in your programming that you are, in a program that you're writing, you declared a variable that is A. You said int A. Okay, you declared int A. The moment you declared this variable, of course, the computer system is going to assign a memory location to this variable, right? You know this. The moment A has been declared, a memory location will be assigned to this variable by the computer system. This, let us say this location is 450th location in the main memory. Okay, so that is the 450th address of the main memory is assigned to a variable that is A. So when you declare this variable, rather when you initialize this variable, A is equal to 10, then the value of this variable will be passed to this location. So that is, this A is nothing but 450th location of the main memory. Every time when you declare or update the variable, it is going to be reflected in this location. Initially, you give a value to this variable. Immediately, the moment you give the value to this value will be stored in this specific location, which is given to A, that is 450th location. Now, let us say during this course of the program, you decided to update this variable. That is, you're going to perform A is equal to A plus 1. Okay, you will call it as A plus plus, whatever. So this operation, you're going to update this variable, that is A is equal to A plus 1. Okay, now when you want to perform this operation, where this operation is going to be performed, this operation will be performed within the CPU, right? So for that reason, we need to get this variable into the CPU. Where I can get this variable to the CPU, there is a storage provision, that is a register. I need to transfer this variable to a processor's register. Okay, so this variable should be transferred to a processor's register. Okay, in a single accumulator organization, try to understand, in the single accumulator organization, this whatever the variable that is needed to be updated will be transferred to accumulator. Okay, will be transferred to accumulator, after which accumulator will be updated. What is the operation that is needed to be performed in this case? That is A is equal to A plus 1. For that reason, we should transfer this variable to accumulator. Then an operation will be performed, that is accumulator is equal to accumulator plus 1. Okay, so then accumulator does contain the value after the updation of this specific A. Finally, the accumulator contents should be written back to this memory location. Once again, when you want to update any variable in single accumulator organization, anyhow, as we need to send this value to a processor's register, we are going to use accumulator in the single accumulator organization, after which the operation will be performed on this accumulator's contents. That is, accumulator is equal to accumulator plus 1. So the contents of the accumulator gets incremented. So is the contents of the variable A. So in order to transfer these contents back, I will use one more machine language instructions, and finally the accumulator contents will be transferred back to this location. This is how it is going to happen in a single accumulator organization. Send the variable to accumulator, update the variable, finally transfer the contents of the accumulator back to the variable. Okay. Now, let us see in what way it is going to be done in a general register organization. Okay. In general register organization, in addition to the special purpose registers, what are the special purpose registers we designed in single accumulator organization? PC, AR, IR, DR, accumulator, temporary register, and input register and output register. These registers are the special purpose registers in single accumulator organization. What is a special purpose register? Each and every register is going to hold only a specific value. For an example, program counter will only hold the address part of next instruction. Okay, address register is going to hold the addresses. Instruction register is going to hold the current instruction. So there is a specific task for each and every register here. There is a specific purpose for each and every processor here. Other than that, these registers can never store anything. Okay, now this is single accumulator. Okay, but when it comes to the general register organization, in addition to these registers, I do have several general purpose registers. Okay, these registers are named generally. there is no specific name for these registers. There can be any number of registers. That is R1, Rn. Here I am not specifically naming. I'm not identifying a specific name for this. That means that these registers are allowed to store anything. These registers are purely general purpose registers. Okay. Now here we can store anything. Earlier, my variable A has been transferred to accumulator. Okay. Now this A can be transferred to one of the general purpose registers, whichever it is free. Now in the general register organization, whenever you declare a variable A, such as int A, processor is going to identify one of the free registers from the available general purpose registers and will be the variable that is declared will be transferred to that specific register. A processor's free register will be assigned to the variable. Okay, then the updation will be performed on this variable. Let us say in this case, R2 is assigned to A. A is equal to 20. Now we want to perform A is equal to A plus 1. Now, in order to perform A is equal to A plus 1, first A must get transferred to R2. Now CPU decided to assign R2 to A. For that reason, the value of A should be transferred to R2. Okay, so it is transferred. Then R2 will get updated as R2 is equal to R2 plus 1. Okay, finally, as we are updating this variable, we need to send this R2 back to the variable A. This is how it is going to happen in general register organization. In general register organization, we do have several general purpose registers in addition to the special purpose registers. Try to understand an important thing here. Even in the general register organization, these registers will be there. The registers what we designed in the single accumulator organization must be present. These registers are the additional registers to these special purpose registers. Okay, so that means that in the general register organization, we do have a few additional registers named as R1, R2, so on to Rn, in addition to the special purpose registers we already have designed. Okay, so what is the advantage that you are getting over general register organization? Sorry, of the general register organization over single accumulator organization. What is the advantage of general register organization over single accumulator organization? For an example, I want to perform A is equal to B plus C. Okay. Now, in single accumulator organization, first, the contents of the B will get transferred to accumulator. Then C will get added. And finally, as AC now has the contents of B plus C, the value of accumulator will finally get transferred to A. Once again, if I have to perform this operation, first contents of B will get loaded into accumulator, then contents of C will get added to the accumulator, then accumulator is equal to B plus C, and finally the contents of the accumulator will get transferred to A. This is how things happen in single accumulator organization. But in general list organization, it will be more simple than this. What we do is, rather than loading everything in a register, rather than making one register bearing every variable and operation, we use several registers in which each and every register will be assigned to one variable. Now, here I can assign A to R1, B to R3, let us say, C to R4. Okay, every time A is getting updated, R1 will get updated. Every time B is getting updated, R3 gets updated. Every time C is getting updated, R4 gets updated. So the thing is, this operation will be equal to R1 is equal to R3 plus R4, as simple as this. We don't use only a single register, and when you use a single register, there will be a lot of clock cycles wasted. But here, all registers can get the values from the variable simultaneously. And finally, the operation will be performed very easily and get transferred to the desired register. So the general register organization provides excellent mechanism of updating the variables than single accumulator organization. So this is the difference between general register organization and single accumulator organization. Basically, whenever you have a general purpose register, this register is going to access a variable. Whenever you declare variables in the high level language programs, all these variables should be transferred to the processor's register. Let me tell you one example in this. That is you declared A is a memory location, of course, but whenever you perform any operation on this A, either it's an addition or subtraction, the operation should be performed in CPU. You can't perform the operation in main memory. So if you want to perform an operation on this variable must be transferred to the CPU. And the operation will be performed in the processor's registers that is assigned to A. Okay. So for that reason, we need to have several registers available in the CPU. In the single accumulator organization, we just have only one register, that is accumulator, to transfer any number of variables. But in general register organization, we do have a huge number of registers that are going to support all of your variables simultaneously. This is the advantage of general register organization over single accumulator organization. Let us get into the connections of general register organization.